There are many characters in The Flash, some that we love and some, Today we'll review every single character in The Flash and rank them based on how useful they are in the show. First up, we have Caitlyn Snow. She plays the important role of being the kind, sweetheart person in the show. Even her face itself literally screams, sweetheart, sweetheart. She gave everyone on the Flash team motivation and overall kept everybody grounded. This type of character is very important in a show because it brings humanity out. For example, if the Flash is thinking too logically but he's not thinking about anybody's feelings, Caitlyn Snow can step in and be like, hey Barry, let's not do that, okay? Because maybe this person's feeling will be hurt. We gotta calm down. Be human, be human. She basically keeps everyone in touch with their feelings and keeps everyone a good, nice person. However, in the newer seasons, I don't think she's changed much, but the thing that's actually changed is her screen time. Besides the whole Deathstorm arc, I barely see Caitlyn Snow anymore. Barely. Like, I literally saw episodes in season 8 where we didn't see Caitlyn Snow even once. Not even once. But besides that, when she does make an appearance, like bringing Ronnie back, she keeps the same sweetheart vibe, and she truly does everything for love. Caitlyn Snow, you are a very important character because you bring the humanity out in the Flash. But I do think sometimes your love clouds your judgment and you do very, very stupid things. For example, bringing back a random black flame because, oh, it's Ronnie, I need to save him. So for that reason, I can't give you godlike, but you can definitely be a good character. You're a good character, Caitlyn Snow. Next, let's look at Cecile. Cecile makes her first appearance in the beginning of season 4. In the beginning, she's simply a co-worker with Joe, but after some episodes and some flirty back and forths, they get together. And a couple episodes after that, she becomes pregnant. Yo, Joe, teach me your ways. How do you get these women pregnant in 3 episodes? Oh my god. Oh my god. Ever since then, she's become kind of a mother figure to the team, giving good advice to Joe, Barry, Iris, the rest of the team. But I think things went very downhill after Cecile got her powers. I think it's safe to say after she got her powers, she became very irritating. Cecile became very self-centered and everything became so about her. Like in this scene in episode 8x2, in this episode, the timeline had changed so Joe had died, right? But Iris said there might be evidence of Joe maybe actually being alive. But then Cecile comes in and argues Iris and says, oh my god, it's so rude to bring his dead back up. Oh my god. Don't you know it's a sensitive topic for me? I was his wife. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, sweetheart, you know you're literally talking to Joe's daughter right now, right? You're literally talking to his daughter.
And you want to shove his death in my face? He was the father of my child. And my father.
The next thing about Cecile is that she's no longer needed in the show. When I first talked about Cecile, the first thing I said is she's a really good support mother figure. But now every single side character, Allegra, Chester, all of them are doing the same duty. They're all supporting one another. There is no longer one central person that is supporting the entire team. Everybody is doing it. Which means currently Cecile is no longer useful in the show at all. Sure, she still plays a role as Joe's love interest, but the show doesn't even show much about that. Cecile used to be a great side character that gave a lot of people good advice, but now every single side character is doing the same thing, so we don't really need you, sweetie. So I think it's safe to say in this current time, you are just a bad character. You're bad now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, Cecile Bear. I'm sorry. But now let's look at the man, Bart Allen. So I'm gonna break the Flash's review into 2 sections. The earlier seasons and the newer seasons. In the earlier seasons, the Flash was a great, useful character. He kept the entire show together. For the Flash team, he was super important because he was like the central piece everyone worked for. Everybody had a common goal to make the Flash better, make the Flash faster, teach him his skills. It was the Flash. On top of that, he worked very well with the Flash team itself. He had great chemistry with Cisco, Caitlyn, all of them right from the get-go. On top of that, his counterpart, Bart Allen, was a great, lovely character. We had a lot of relatability. Oh, Bart Allen is having girl trouble. When is he gonna get Iris? Oh, why can't he get Iris? Oh wait, I also don't get girls in real life. Oh, you know what I mean? Dad, I will get you out of prison. I know I'm a good son to you. I will prove it to you. I promise, Daddy. These are all core aspects that every single one of us, as soon as we started the show, could relate to. We all have girl trouble at some point, and we all don't want to let our parents down. But now when we look at the newer seasons, things are quite different. I'm sure all of you, literally all of you, have heard that the show should be called The Flash Team now and not The Flash, and that's for a very obvious reason. We don't see much of The Flash or Bart Allen anymore. This is a very big problem because now we're losing the human element of The Flash. You know how in Spider-Man there's Peter Parker and then there's Spider-Man, but this shy nerdy kid by day and superhero at night, this dynamic works really well. The same thing was happening in The Flash, right? But now it is gone. They took this beautiful dynamic that everybody loves and just threw it over there somewhere. Do you guys understand how much more connected to the Flash we would be if we had things like this now? Oh, Bart Allen picked up a real job now. Now he has to go to work, pretend he's not the Flash. Oh, now Bart Allen wants to attend university. He goes to school now. How is he gonna hide the fact that he's the fastest man alive? All these little dynamics we could have definitely worked with, but we don't do anymore, which makes the character overall lose a lot of value. While I do think the superhero, the Flash, hasn't really changed much. He's still doing the same stuff. We lost such a big human element that it just doesn't feel the same anymore. His human side was what connected us with him, which got us excited for the fights, but now this side doesn't exist anymore, so we're not excited for the fights. I know you guys get what I mean. I know it. I know you know what I mean. I literally felt weird dragging his picture into the bad section, but that's how I feel now. I do not feel a strong connection like I used to feel with the Flash. But now let's look at Cisco. Cisco Ramon is a vital character to the Flash. Do you know what would happen if we watched the Flash all day, all night, all day, all night, just doing intense fight scenes constantly? Intense fights, intense arguments, 24/7, 24/7. Do you know what would happen? We would get exhausted. It is exhausting to watch that 24/7, which is why comedic relief is so important, because it gives us room to breathe. It lets us like chill out for a second and then jump back in. And ladies and gentlemen, Cisco Ramon is the man that brings this comedic relief. The character Cisco does this effortlessly, mainly because of two things: his look and his delivery. Now when I talk about look, I'm talking about his actual face. Let's take for example Pop Smoke. If this guy tried to play a role as the funny character in a movie, it would not go well. The reason being, if Pop Smoke tried to be a stand-up comedian, everybody in the audience would just be intimidated. The point being, people give off very different vibes. But now just looking at this beautiful brown face, you can tell he's gonna be a good comedy character. And now when we talk about delivery, I understand delivery is more about the actor, not the character, but it's really important to talk about, because if he couldn't deliver lines, then he would just be a bad character, because nobody would laugh at him. Nobody cares. The way Cisco delivers his line, the comedic timing he has, everything works really good. Really? Yes! The main job for Cisco is to keep the show from becoming too serious. And since he does his job on a good level, I have to give him good. I have to. I can't give anything higher because I've never like died on the floor from his jokes, you know? Which means there still is a little bit of room for improvement. Next up, we got our old man, Joe West. Right from the beginning, Joe West was introduced in season 1, episode 1. He played a crucial role in the Flash as a father figure. Ever since then, he has maintained that role and been a father figure to the Flash for 8 whole seasons. This is quite possibly the most important character in the entire show, because this character, Joe West, is the one guiding our main character, Barry Allen. Without Joe West, Barry Allen, our main character, would literally just be like, he'd have no clue what to do. Joe gave the Flash so much good, important advice that he literally felt like my father at times. I felt like Joe was my daddy at times. Now that we talked about why his character is so useful, let's talk about why he does his character so good. I think a lot of the reason why he can play the father figure so well is because of his face itself. Joe West has such a welcoming look that it's impossible not to resonate with his speeches, his talks, his emotional rants, blah blah blah. Take this scene for example. See what I mean? Imagine this exact scene, but instead of Joe, it was Draco Malfoy. Who would care? Yo, white guy, stop crying, man. Stop crying. You see what I mean? It's just weird. And yes, before one of you comment, but Kosho, Dr. Harrison Wells also gave Barry Allen guidance. Listen, it's not the same. Joe West gave more love, kind guidance, while Harrison Wells gave more motivation. You can do this, Barry. You can do it. You see the difference? You see it? Yeah. Joe West, for the entire 8 years I've seen you, you have not changed. You are literally like my dad. Because of how important your role is, you truly deserve to be in the godlike section. Yes, sir! You made it, Joe. You made it, man. You're God. Okay, let me chill. You're not God because, you know, there's one God. There's only one God right there, but you're godlike, okay? You're godlike. Something tells me the next character, Iris West, won't have the same outcome. Iris West Allen, what are we gonna do with you, huh? How many times do I have to say your name until you say mine? So call out mine. How many times do I make videos on you until you make one on me? How many times do I ask you out until you ask me? How many times? Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Iris West is one of the best characters early on in the show. I mean it. She was a great lover to Barry Allen, and it gave the show a genuine happy romance feel. You could tell there were sparks flying all throughout season 1. It was great. Plus, I'm not gonna lie, Iris West as a character just looked great. She just looked beautiful. And I know it's been 8 years, but like for some reason her face has turned into a Karen, a permanent Karen look. But anyways, back to the earlier season, she played a very important role because she was the prize for the Flash, meaning the viewers were all hooked on when Barry Allen would finally secure the girl. There was all this hype, this tension built between them. Oh, when is he finally gonna ask her out? When are they finally gonna go out? Oh, there's another white guy in the way. What are we gonna do now? How are we gonna get by this? But after he finally secured Iris West and they finally got together, all of that disappeared. And sure, for a couple episodes it was satisfying because Barry Allen finally got the girl of his dreams. Everybody cheer, yay! But then as the episodes went on and on and on, all their love lost all of its power. And hey, maybe it's the actual actor's fault that they can't show chemistry anymore, but it's just something is off now. Something is very different. And that's very bad because Iris West is a character that's supposed to be a really big love interest to the Flash. So if the character can't fulfill its role being a good love interest, then you kinda suck. Adding on top of that, as we know from season 1, she was introduced as Barry Allen's love interest. So now when CW tried to force her into her own person by showing her personal life, her personal job, fans got bored quick. Iris, to be honest, West, I don't care that you're a reporter. I don't care. I'm sorry. It's great. Love you. Mwah, mwah, but I don't care. Oh my god, Iris West, you're the boss of Central City News? Oh my god, I love you so much now. Like, I don't care. I don't because CW took her main purpose as the love interest and pushed it off to the side, I don't really care much anymore. If you ask me in season 1, 2, or even 3, I would say Iris West is a godlike character, 100%. But currently, I think Iris West deserves to be terrible. She can't be in the quit category because the Flash still needs a lover, but she's terrible. She is terrible now. You like that, Iris West? Yeah? Do you like being terrible? Yeah, you like that? Stay there. Stay. Oh my god, why am I yelling like that? I'm so sorry. I don't know what's gotten into me. I just hate this character so much now. I just wanna... Bart Allen, ladies and gentlemen. Bart Allen. Now, the show tried to make Bart go in the same route as Cisco, being a funny character for comedic relief, but the difference here is it doesn't work for Bart. You wanna know why? His look. Bart Allen has been given some super douchey TikTok star haircut, but then they also expect him to have the same type of humor as Cisco? No, nahi, ye nahi hoga. Ye nahi ho sakta. No, it won't happen. Like, be honest with yourself. Who can you see as a comedian more? Cisco or Bart? That's what I thought. And besides that, his character doesn't really serve a purpose to the show. He's not a main villain, he's not a main character, he's not a love interest, he's just there. And I know now you're probably gonna say, but Kosho, his purpose is to be the Flash's son, don't you get it? Okay, sure, yeah, I get it, but the show itself doesn't even focus on that. The CW doesn't highlight any main father-son dynamics that could have made Bart Allen great. They could have thrown in some intense family drama or something. Barry telling Bart, you've let me down as a son, which makes Bart super angry and he actually becomes the villain of the Flash. You see all this plot thickness? They could have made this relationship more important, but half the time I forget about the relationship. And I don't want to hear the blabber, but it's not comic accurate. It's not comic accurate. Oh my god, comic. Couldn't care less, okay? I don't care about the comics. I'm talking about the show. The CW needs to understand if the character in the comics won't work well in the show, then change some things. You can change it. You are the director. Change it. Hey Bart, you watching this? Come here. Watch this. Ready? Look, this is you right here, right? Yeah. Quit the show, now, quit! I don't want to see your face ever again in the entirety of the show. I don't want to, okay? I don't. I'm sorry, Sugar Plum, I don't like you, okay, baby girl? I don't. But now let's talk about my current Flash crush, Allegra. Oh yeah. While Allegra is my current Flash crush just because I like the way she looks, I don't really have much to say about her. Allegra was first introduced to the show when she was getting convicted of murder. Apparently she murdered somebody, but she swears it wasn't her. Cecile, using her abilities, realizes, wait, it actually isn't her. So Cecile helps her solve the case and digs a little deeper, and ever since then, she's been a reoccurring character in The Flash. But introduction aside, guys, tell me what her purpose is. Like, why is she here? Like, she's a part of the Flash team, but doing what exactly? She can't be the scientist because, oh, Caitlyn already is the scientist. She can't be their medic because we have Caitlyn as the medic. She can't be their scientist because we have Chester as their scientist. And newsflash, that's all we really need. So why is she kind of here? But I will say, recently, she has taken on the role Cecile took as like a supportive figure for the Flash team. She's always there for Chester, and they are actually building some good chemistry. So while it is hard judging a character that is completely useless to the show, I have to say in season 8, at least her and Chester's chemistry had me hooked for a couple episodes. So if you really wanted to argue, you could say that she plays a really good side character love interest. If that's a word, that's a word. But baby girl, I'm sorry, this video is about reviewing characters and your character is useless. Allegra, I wish I had more to say about you, but I don't. But I already explained why the Flash team doesn't need you because they already have what they need. So Allegra Lopez, you can quit the show, okay? Just quit, just get out. Let's just hope you don't have to kick out the Flash's daughter, Nora Allen. Do you guys know what a pick-me girl is? Those girls that act all innocent, quirky in front of you, the ones that say, stop it. That is Nora Allen. She is a pick-me girl. Something about the way she acts is so infuriating. Like, I literally want to take her face and just punch it in the face over and over and over. And I'm not a woman beater, but I want to punch her face over and over. But I'm not a woman beater, but I want to punch her face. On top of that, the purpose of her character is being the Flash's daughter, right? So I actually went ahead and did some research on what makes a good father-daughter relationship, and the number one thing that kept popping up over and over and over is spending time together. Even in real life, the best parents are the ones that try to make time for you. So why do we never see the Flash and Nora spend quality time together? Why do we never ever see that? Sure, they'll talk here and there, but we never have dedicated alone time between them. Maybe if we did, their connection could have been stronger and Nora would have been more likable, but we barely get to see them connect from a father-daughter aspect. Like, the last time I saw them bonding was literally when they were forced to be stuck in the Steel Force together. That's the only reason they spent time together is because they were stuck together. And hey, this time maybe I'll say it's not even entirely Nora Allen's fault. It's the directors not wanting to highlight the father-daughter relationship that everyone truly cares about. Wouldn't you like a scenario like this better? Nora Allen coming home from high school getting picked on, The Flash, her dad coming to her, sitting down, telling her, oh, when I was your age, I used to get bullied, I used to get picked on. You're my daughter, I'm telling you this because I love you, you will get stronger, you will get through this. All this good connection that we can relate to. See how good of a connection and relatability that would have given us? That would have been so much better. But I will give them some props because they did use the father-daughter relationship here when Nora Allen was working with Bart Allen, Barry Allen's arch nemesis. That was a great use. Ever since that moment in season 5, we haven't seen stuff like that ever again. So I just wish they capitalized on it a little bit more. Like, that moment was so great because it's his daughter working with his arch nemesis that killed his mother. It is such a crazy, deep plot. And then that starts the whole argument between Barry and Iris, with Iris saying the only reason Nora wanted to work with Dawn is because she wanted to see her father a little bit more. But then Barry Allen firing back and saying, you know what Dawn did to me, you know he's my arch nemesis. Why would I ever let my daughter near that man? I don't like my daughter, I'm disowning her. It was such a good relatable topic and I just loved it, so she definitely gets some points for this. This was a great character moment. Nora Allen, I think you are bad. I can't say you're terrible because I do think you still have some potential to turn things around, but right now you are bad, sweetie. But now down to our final two, let's talk about Chester. So Chester is meant to be a replacement of Cisco, yeah? Meaning in order for him to be a good replacement, he should be doing everything, and I mean everything, as good as Cisco. Let's see if that's the case. Now, like I talked about with Cisco, the reason Cisco's character was so good was because of his looks and his delivery. So let's compare the same two things here. When we talk about looks, both of them could be comedians. Chester has the really good comedic look. Maybe it's his smile, maybe it's the way he talks, but he has something about him that is humorous. I am very much humored by this gentleman. That is what I am. And the second thing being delivery of lines. I think Chester's delivery is actually very natural. He has great comedic timing, he knows when to throw in a punchline, he knows how to say punchlines, it's working. I just think he's given poor lines, which ruins the character itself just a little bit. If Cisco was given trash, poor one-liners, we would all think of Cisco a little bit less. So Chester, it's not your fault that your lines aren't as good, but it still takes away from your character. However, the main reason all of you don't like Chester as much as you like Cisco isn't even actually Chester's fault. We all like and adore Cisco because we've watched him for 8+ years. We already have a foundation of connection and a great amount of love for this character throughout the years. It's built through the ups and downs, through highs and lows. That's what builds a good relationship. I'm sure if Chester was the replacement of Cisco all the way from season 1, we would love him the exact same. Even now, I don't think CW is doing a good job helping us build a connection with Chester. Like I said before, we built connection with Cisco because of highs and lows, right? For example, Reverse Flash killing Cisco, Cisco crying really sadly. That really made us have a strong bond with this character. Now with Cisco, he's kind of just always constantly used as the funny punching bag guy. We never have any deep or serious moments with him, so it kind of makes the character more of a joke. But either way, I think for the time being, Chester's purpose being comedic relief, he does a good enough job. Chester, are you funny? 100%. Do we have a connection with you? It's not easy to replace a character, Cisco Ramon, that we've known for 8 years. It's not easy to replace that. So because of my reasoning, Chester, you are a meh character. You're just okay. You serve your purpose, but to the lowest extent. I'm sorry. But now for the final character in the Flash, let's look down in the bottom left and talk about the one and only Bart Allen. Now, I've talked about Bart Allen way too much recently, but he truly deserves it. For the right reasons, but also the bad. He started off as one of the most diverse characters in the show, being the role model to the Flash, being the glue that keeps the Flash team together, being a devious villain to the Flash. He's done it all and done it well. So let's break down and talk about why he does each role well. First, let's talk about why he's a good role model to the Flash. Bart Allen is great at this role because he is very good at taking accountability and very good at using motivational words. In the first ever speech he gave Barry Allen, he literally said it was his fault that metas exist, but Barry can stop it. He has a very good way with words. Did you notice that when he said, but Barry can stop it, he's putting accountability on Barry Allen? Because by saying that, now he has some responsibility to actually do it. Oh my god, he's so smart. He's so smart. Watch the clip for yourself and you'll see what I mean.
Yes, I created this madness, but you, Barry, you can stop it. You can do this. Now run, Barry, run!
Now that is a smart character. Yes, it is my fault that we're at 10,000 subscribers, but you guys can change that. You can get me to 100K. Now sub, guys, sub! Did that work? No? Okay, sorry. Next one, we talk about why he's the glue of the Flash team. In earlier seasons, he played a key role of keeping the Flash team together because he was the brains of the operation. He had a very calm vibe that kept everyone at peace and just made everything run smoothly. Like, I genuinely believe if we had the same Harrison Wells from season 1 running the operation all the way until now, we would have a lot less headaches. His character just knew how to take charge and keep everyone organized and everything ran smoothly. Like, there were many instances in season 1 where they hit a roadblock and Wells would think of a quick answer right away. It was beautiful. It was literally beautiful. And now when we talk about why he was a good villain, let's talk about his plot. His character easily had one of the best plots against the Flash. Their rivalry went on for decades and decades, which raised the stakes so much and everybody got so much more hooked. Because we understand there is true evilness behind this man. He has literally went back in time, tried to kill the Flash, and we know that they've been rivals for so long. That type of villain beats any villain nowadays like Cicada, which we barely know about. Cicada has no past with the Flash, no rivalry in the past, so there isn't much to invest in. On top of that, other things that made him a good villain is his body language, the way he moves, the way he talks. It was all beautiful. So Bart Allen must be a godlike character, right? No. Bart Allen has taken a very big downfall recently. A very big downfall. It started off in season 7 when they brought him back for a lightsaber fight. Then in Armageddon when they made him look like an emotional human being. Then in the season 8 finale when he was getting pushed around by the forces. And not to mention they ruined his actual image by making his suit that much uglier. If you ask me to rate Bart Allen as a character back in season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7, I would give him godlike. But there has been so much damage done to this character in season 8 alone. I cannot give this chubby looking human being anything above good. I can't. I truly don't think he's anything above good. Bart Allen, you know how much it hurts me to do this. You know how much it hurts. But now you're simply just a good character. You're on the same level as Cisco and Caitlyn. It is truly sad what CW has done to you in the past year alone. But anyways, this is the final ranking of every character in The Flash. Ha ha ha!